Hi, daily update. Mamunyi na akwaba. Or tasha na son subscribe, you know. But more than so subscribe. So be the boss so some dan den you know. Also so because I can all the latest update. Dia ko so Ghana no. Also so empower to soon so because I can nyana so I den. Ohu di obey. We update about a year at Forson Godfred and Dami case na just about one no. Long awaited in nyina na see the lawyer penny pa with dia kotene or court just ujina muye the den about one thing HHNC because as we speak you know I accuse that number 3 Jakpa just say any tape ne Godfred Dami call conversation about one thing no or no about one thing can say court and strike it out a case na ye dia to no so court no omunyi influence omunyi influence on ebe ya omunyi influence because I had the echo na nyama we ye go on airtime to omunyi na omunyi den omontwen san na no na ye lawyer penyin a just no credit case oni Godfred Dami credit commander chere say if no Martin people or chere say eye sa asem na aba bonten no chere say eye ato Forson eho ebe den obekọ scot free chere say se court nya gisa asem na the accuser number 3 Jakpa kana ebema ato Forson akọ escort free because we the conversation ekuni nyina because this update about chere say eya akofaro ni ken frata na e share APP akofaro da mi samunya no mfanye den angeli eye ato Forson eno ni update aba na so no eye lawyer person chere say court nya gisa asem ni tumpe or say out of Forson case in so made etwam and send be braba air cost yes some the can ho inquisition sema in our lawyer Kesi about one thing added to
me by Sami Jemfi as an update in the case yesterday and I'm going to just read exactly what he said because he's been monitoring actively what is happening in the case. It says lawyers for the third accused in the ambulance case, R.Jakpa, have filed an application in court for an order striking out the charges against him or alternatively staying the proceedings against him. In his affidavit in support, Mr. Jakpa testifies on oath that the Attorney General, Godfred Dami, has had several interactions with him in which he has told him that he, Mr. Jakpa, was innocent and assured him of his acquittal. Jakpa further avers that Godfred Dami has told him that the reason for his inclusion in the prosecution is to mask the real intention behind the whole trial, and that they instituted the instant action because the President of the Republic and then Finance Minister Kōuṛt were mounting pressure on him to prosecute the then ranking member for finance and now minority leader, Honorable Kesi Ato Forson. Of course, Honorable Kesi Ato Forson's lawyers have also filed a further application in court for live telecast of the whole proceedings in court on this matter, on his matter, the ambulance saga. We're joined on the line by Lawyer Martin Kwebu, private legal practitioner. Thank you very much for your time. And let me ask you, on updates in terms of the last time we had a conversation with you, one of the things you said was that in the case of Dr. Agojo, which you were a lawyer in, the Attorney General told you that he added Dr. Agojo to make the case weightier. This has been challenged. In fact, I think it's the national organizer of the NPP who is saying that there's no way the Attorney General could have told you that.
Oh, you should give me a break. What he presents. He is talking politics. That's where he batters his bread. So it's a standard denier. I was on News with Godfred Dami a few months ago. The Saturday after the conviction. He couldn't deny. He just said, "Oh, you won't mind me. You won't mind people saying that." That's what I just said. Because it's true. When the thing is true, then you don't have that moral courage, that moral conviction to deny vehemently. So ignore Nanabi. If he doesn't do that, well, how will he eat? How will he survive? So he has to say that. Otherwise, if his party goes down, it will be difficult for him. And Nanabi doesn't practice law. He doesn't go to court like me. But this is where he earns a living. So he will do everything to protect that source of living.
I see. Mr. R.Jakpa's lawyers have decided to file an application in court for an order striking out the charges against him because of what he said the Attorney General told him. What do you make of this step?
That's the right thing to do. So, under the law of disclosure, this is what happens. So when the prosecutor misconducts himself, he suppresses evidence, he tries to use other extrajudicial means to get a conviction, etc., it has to be brought to the attention of the judge. And once it is proven, then the judge has to cancel the case. That's what we call the law of disclosure. It's part of the law, the area of the law called criminal disclosures. So that's what is usually done, that's to stop the trial. Yes. So specifically, once the prosecutor, in this case the Attorney General, is proven to have done those things wrong, it means that they are using the criminal justice system for their own ends and not the purposes for which it was created, to bring about justice. Now they are using it as a tool for political witch hunt, vendetta, vengeance. Yes, so the court will stop the trial. So that's what we call abuse of process, specifically this area, abuse of process, that you are using the court for other purposes than what it was set up for. So the court will stop it.
He is asking specifically for an order striking out the charges against him, not to stop the entire trial.
Or to stop the entire trial. That's to stay the proceedings.
Stay the, yeah.
They achieve the same purpose. If you strike out the charges, there's nothing left. If you stop the trial, it's like 6 of one and 1/2 of a dozen of another, half a dozen of another. Yeah.
But there'll still be the charges against Honorable Kesi Forson. Oh?
No, so what will happen is that once this has happened, usually the practice is to stop the whole trial. You see, this is what happens. We have zero tolerance for such misconduct in a trial. You see, with what has happened, the court, the trial itself has suffered a reputational damage, huge one. The whole judicial system too has suffered. So what you do is that you want to stop it so that the whole public will see that, okay, when we found something wrong, we didn't continue. And so once the trial is stopped, and then the judiciary assures that, look, this shows we have zero tolerance for them. We don't allow this, blah, blah, blah. It helps to restore confidence in the system. And the criminal justice system, if you like, the whole judicial system. So, listen, Forson and Cōuṛt will benefit. I mean, if the abuse of process, pay of proceedings for prosecutorial misconduct and issues that I know, it's anything to go by, it will affect the whole trial. Because you see, it's like the way we say, one bad nut falls all the nuts. Yes. So the whole idea is to make sure that the public sees that whatever goes on in court is genuine, is for justice, it's not for any political witch hunt. So now with this revelations that R.Jakpa is made, that Forson was pressuring Dami, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so that goes in favor of Forson. Because the thing is that once it's proven that Forson was pressuring Godfred to prosecute Forson. Yeah, so you see that the substance of it is to favor, I mean, not that it's to, the substance of it favors Forson. So you can't stop the trial against R.Jakpa and then continue against Forson when Forson is clearly their target.
I see. And then there's also the other one, because this one is it involves Dr. Kesi Forson. He wants a live telecast of the proceedings. What do you think?
That's the way to go. It's the way to go. Thankfully, the Attorney General officers, they are not opposed to it. And indeed, even in times past, just a few months, even after a month or thereabout, the jail trial, or even before then, Godfred himself had issued a statement that he supports a situation, a policy where for all public interest cases, they should be telecast so that, well, broadcast. Okay, so broadcast will include telecast, so that citizens can follow. So, and yesterday I heard Chia Yeboah say that they are not opposed. Except that I must put on record that, look, Chia Yeboah has to be told that the kind of defenses is running on this Dr. Petition should not be coming from a Deputy Attorney General. Chua doesn't seem to understand his office. Deputy Attorney General is not a party communicator. It's not a personal lawyer to the Attorney General. So those things he's saying in defense of Godfred are very despicable. It's a shame. It's also that Chua doesn't even know the tenets of his office. The office is for Ghana. With me, Chua cannot come and say anything about Dr. Tate and Attorney General will continue. It's such a shame. They are empty. That's why I said, Deputy Attorney General talking like this as like a party communicator. Does he understand what the office is for? The office is not his personal office. It's not an NPP office. It's for Ghana. So a Deputy Attorney General cannot make those statements. The statement he issued last week was so shameful. I'm like, a deputy, anything is a personal lawyer to Godfred Dame, he's in private practice. So please, you can interview him that this is what I've said, that he's showing that he doesn't even know why he's in office. That office is occupied. It's not an MPP office. It's not an MPP office. If you want an MPP office, you should leave the office of Deputy Attorney General, go to the MPP headquarters and get an office there. You can't make those statements. It's not a personal lawyer to Godfred Dame. He wasn't brought there to defend Godfred Dame in such a shameful debacle.
And you just brought the MPP into the debate, because when the NDC actually put out the tape at that press conference, they called for the resignation of the Attorney General. The MPP's response is he is not going anywhere. Is it theirs to make that decision?
No, absolutely no. It's the president. And they've waited it because they know that this country is polarized, largely around political lines. That is huge. It's like they'll tell you, both NDC and MPP, they all have roughly around 45% of the population. So once MPP speaks, you have about 45% of the population taking a stand to support them. You say about 40-45, because in the MPP, it's not everybody who is a diehard, right? There are moderates and etc. So roughly between 40 and 45 on both sides. Then there are those of us in the middle there, about roughly 10%. There's other smaller parties, and then the floating voters, about 10%. Yeah, so that's what happens. So they don't want disgrace. You see, with what's happening, this thing is enough to even let Akufo-Addo resign. So they had to come in so that the thing will turn political. Then they know that they have their base. 40-45% of the population are behind them. So if they say they are not going, these people will be, among these people, you get party commentators, you get people who will talk privately. You say, so that's the politics they are playing. Yes. So if they didn't come out, then it means that in no time, public opinion will run the Attorney General, the President, Ufuriata, etc. down, and then it can have greater ramifications. But once they issue their statement, then they are communicating to that constant of about 40-45% of the population.
Are you surprised the Attorney General hasn't resigned yet?
No, I'm not. I'm not because of the conduct of Akufo-Addo, because he's very corrupt. This one is child's play. So I knew that, look, he's provided poor leadership. So Godfred Dame will take a cue. And natural fact is that Akufo-Addo himself is complicit in this. So how is he going to come out and condemn Godfred Dame? The only way he will do so is when the public stands resolute, when the calls for Dame to go increase, and they are consistent, and he sees that he totally doesn't have support, then that's when Akufo-Addo will act. But just from the face of it, it's a wait-and-see approach. Wait-and-see approach to see that, can the public fight? Do the public have to say balls to fight? Are we genuinely angry about it? Then when you see that he's lost public support on it, then that's when he would cave in. You see, like what he did to the KPMG report. You see that he was left basically alone. He was left in the cold. You didn't get, apart from asking Martin, who shamelessly came and defended it. You see, eventually, Akufo-Addo caved in. So it's about public opinion. When he sees that, no, he doesn't seem to get any support at all, then he will yield. But as soon as he seems to enjoy public support. He will not do anything to Godfred. I mean, as I said, in actual fact, Ekufuado, is implicated in the case. He himself is implicated in there. So he has a partner in crime as Godfred. So he doesn't want to give up his partner. Yeah, otherwise it will look like a betrayal.
But for Godfred himself, shouldn't also he also be shouldn't this also be a personal decision that is based on the character of the person involved? That at least at this point, me staying in office is no longer tenable, and resign even without the prompting of the president.
Absolutely. So you are talking about decency, good governance. But this government, have they shown you they are interested in good governance and decency? Is that what the Ekufuado case is all about? In practice, you see that it's been the opposite. Kakistocracy. Government by the worst people in a society. Kakistocracy. That is it. That's what Ekufuado is practicing. The worst in your society leading you. So here and it. Quite a lot of his ministers. Of course, I cannot say all, but quite a lot. Yeah, you see, for those who are quiet, they are all indicted in this matter. The ministers who are quiet, they are all indicted because you hear great philosophers have told you, and also it's in the Bible, okay, that when you are quiet in periods of adversity like this, then you strengthen the hands of the oppressor. Yes, this is a very despicable conduct. It's a day of shame, a national day of shame. So you would expect decent people, okay, to stand up, whether in MPP or not, to stand up and say, no, this is about Ghana, our collective brand. Ghana as a brand has been damaged. We will not accept that. This affects Ghana as a whole. So, Godfred, go. You don't see that leadership. Yeah, there are many adults and also old people. Today, when you say you're looking for statements, oh, they'll be clamoring to show that they are statements. But in matters like this, they are quiet. That is the problem.
Let me conclude on the note of the GBA that you belong to. This is the leader of the bar. Are you surprised GBA is yet to even utter a word on this?
Yes, no. Did I say yes? No, I'm not. I'm not surprised because GBA in the past has said they don't want to get involved in areas of politics and etc. But sometimes they make exceptions. So the policy is not too clear. You say the policy is not too clear. And this your GBA president, who was once an MPP parliamentary candidate, he was a parliamentary candidate. He quite a few areas in Kumasi.
We a court case, just say, I know ye just say Ghana for any DH because as we speak in the crampon to force and say the way and MSC Kono, the way I Ghana for him so much interested in this case, you know, or can't share court to say a year time a year case in the course to be no mama case and I say a year ammonium on bear court to Nina and Bright TV so na Ghana for none in DH no more dear could be till a year case a month for any DH pa where court case unim now can be manetra and the quarter and also so head or swash now so no or about some pa and asking it to Inti team I think people are need some more Kenyan say the moment a court a R.Jakpa as some not to say or may strike it out a year and the charges say they're going to swing in our court no maybe I'm a trial and in I stop immediately. Then the trial is so stop it pay a matter of forcing so and why the attorney pa because your hair near my R.Jakpa said I have a trouble Chelsea. I could find any kind of rata nation GPP and go for a dummy. I just say, Saki is in a swab become home. Intimate R.Jakpa say, I go for a dummy cramp and what on because anytime beyond me pushy hard piano, now I quite so be a some Kesi by quiet at all. Na ye, na ma, I go for a dummy office no. Office no channel, a office Kesi power, a officer in a political office. In general homas and political party. This office is there for Ghanaians. It's a justice office for justice. It's an office for justice. Nehwaba SMCR. Not just say the credibility and from GDA Ghana for Momono so near ever from to a bay R.Jakpa de or moon strike out in the charges in an uncle. Not just a seven finance and the uncle. Sana Nina person exchange say team acting people are wa kasa pa achichi semi ame nyene ho eden ye ho update kakra ba any the case ne ko any the bia na kwa eden akwa wi atense me be ko comment section to comment be eden ibe ho akan am subscribe na share ma oni aso eden ehu de ko bia na like na so no sa comment ya se sansam na Cōuṛt musina bisa comment so na bia so ho eden embassy 100% musia kra mo nyina